So we know the news.
Go on.
Contract signed until 2024, option of an extra year for Sir Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Sir Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, there
apparently. You go. He's got the new deal. Now, when I saw this, I thought, expect it.
Yeah.
I expected to see that. He's taking us forward. There's been progression. And contracts aren't worth the paper they're written on in football. Let's be real.
Jose Mourinho got one, didn't he? He got one just before the year he got sacked almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I say that to say this.
Go on then.
I'm not one of those that think this is rewarding failure because I don't think Ole's failed as manager.
Right.
He's failed at certain things and he should have won a trophy, I think.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, the grand scheme of things has been positive trajectory upwards, yeah?
Yeah.
Third, second, we've rebuilt the squad. We've got a much better squad. So much so that if Pogba left this summer, I'm not overly concerned as long as we get a DM in.
Yeah.
So the squad's moved forward, but have they gone too soon with this? Like, should we have left it during the season? Let's see where Ollie's got us going. January, February, we're still involved in all the title race, Champions League, sign the deal.
Yeah.
Or just it doesn't matter, is what I'm saying. Like, does this show, is this a good thing, a bad thing? Like, how are we feeling?
Go on, I'll start with you.
Sorry, go first. Came on thinking that, as you've just said, does it really matter? Because if he still underachieves, he can still get sacked. Yeah. It's not like it's not a guarantee. It's a sense of security in a sense, but it's still not a suggestion that he can still go about his business, not win any silverware, not win any trophies, and it'd be all sweet because his contract's been extended. I think it's just them instilling a sense of confidence in him. But at the end of the day, if he doesn't achieve what we want him to achieve in terms of actually getting a trophy again and stuff, he can still be sacked whether he's extended his contract or not. So how much does it matter? I'm not too sure.
What's your initial reaction?
My initial reaction, I don't know if you saw the video this morning, but my initial reaction on it was a positive thing. He deserved it. I know that you're right to point out that it's not been a perfect tenure for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Obviously, we haven't won any trophies, losing 4 semi-finals in his first full season, I think it was. And then obviously losing the Europa League final last season was tough to take. And we should have, at least on the Europa League final, we should have won that game. That wasn't good enough to lose to Villarreal. But if you look at it, I mean, I think we had the graphic on earlier of his Premier League finishes. The first one, which you can sort of give him a little bit of leeway.
It's a half season.
It's a half season. The first full season we finished third. And then the second full season we finished second. And also that small little dalliance with top, it was closer to first than it was when we finished second under Jose. So you can see the progress is being made. So I think in terms of, has he earned a new deal? I think he has. Does it send the right message out? I think it does. There's a better atmosphere at Old Trafford and United in a minute than there was when Jose got his contract, for example. When Jose got his contract, it was like, you almost felt it was a bit more of a panic, like the board going, oh, he's doing all right, give him a deal. With Ole, it's like, he's doing well. We're bringing in the players. We've got Jadon Sancho, who's been a long-term Ole Gunnar Solskjaer target. The young players are coming through. There's a good atmosphere around the club. There's a real positivity. We've just finished second. And I think it sets that sort of standard and that message out that this is a happy camp. We're backing this manager. And I think he deserves it. And I think it gives him that sort of knowledge that the board are behind him, because he's been under pressure, Ole, hasn't he? He's had pressure when there was, like even last season when we got beat 6-1 off Spurs. People then, and I'm not just saying, for want of a better expression, Ollie hours, but people I know like who are back managers who, are sort of the vocal ones who say, you always get behind the manager. We're saying, nah, you know what?
Well, me and Steve did 2 videos
go.
over the last 2 seasons where we said, will he be gone by Christmas? So there was clearly like some sort of thought there that he might be gone soon.
Yeah.
Or he could be gone if things don't turn around. And that's understandable at Man United.
Yeah.
But I just think, like, should we be waiting for him to just make sure? But on the other flip side of it, I do agree as well. Like, you have to show, people that actually there's something going on here. It's a long-term idea. We don't have to wait for him to prove anything because we believe what's going on. You heard that about Sir Alex Ferguson. And again, I'm not comparing the two, but, was it Martin Edwards at the time said, well, people outside were saying we're going to sack him, but actually we were confident that what he was doing behind the scenes was going to result in positive things. You also look at the fact that Jadon Sancho wants to join us.
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, there's talk of him signing a new deal. The way Pogba could leave or stay this summer, but the way he's managed Paul Pogba's situation, if you look at all those things, Rafael Varane wants to join us. Like, these are big things, and it shows that people are actually buying into what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is doing at Manchester United. So why not reward him with a contract? Why not show other people that, he's here to stay? Let's get behind him. Because it's also, as well, a dressing room, you'll know more about this. If you've got a manager with 12 months left, is it easier for people in the dressing room, maybe if there's one person that's unhappy, to just go, you know what? I can fuck this up for you. And you might not be here.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
there was rumours, weren't there?
You can feel like you can outlive him a little bit.
There was rumours of that under Moyes. There was rumours that people like, even some of the coaching staff, people like Giggs were like disillusioned with him. People like under Jose, there's people like Paul Pogba, Anthony Martial, who just not down tools, because I think that's harsh, but we're almost feeling like we're going to be here longer after this guy's gone. We're not getting on, and we can live with that. Yeah. With Ole, you don't get that sense, do you? You get that longevity. You made a good point there, Mac, and you asked Ronnie about the dressing room and the fact that if you've got a manager you know is there long term, is that going to help you? Also, do you think players looking to come to Manchester United, you mentioned Varane, what does that message send to them? Do you think that could have a bearing as well? Because you've got this manager now who the club are saying he's going to be here for a few years. So if you like this manager and you sign for this manager, there's a good chance he's going to be your manager during your time here.
It's one of them where, like, as you said, players with pedigree still want to come and play for Manchester United. Sometimes I believe, is that really a reflection of the manager in charge, or is that just the name of the club itself? Because I feel like Manchester United, no matter who in charge, will always have a sense of allure, or like attract big names. Yeah. No matter what, as long as you're in the Champions League and you're still competing in a sense towards the top of Europe, I think you're always going to attract players. I think that will always be the case for a club like United. I guess managers do have a little bit of an attraction element in terms of if they've got a big name like a Mourinho in past, or a Zidane, or bigger names like that. But I think Ole, as a man manager, I think that's what could attract people, because I think that's his strongest attribute. He does like navigate, and the way that the kind of camaraderie that he builds, it looks like a likeable bunch, a bunch that get on with each other. And I think that's down to him, and that is an important part of football, is morale, and I think that's what he's really good at, and I think players will look at that. And I think that's the sort of thing that Jadon Sancho would have probably asked Rashford about. And
that's what I was about to say, because you've heard a number of reports. Maguire, when he signed, you heard he spoke to people at England. Yeah. Sancho said the same thing. Like, he spoke, I think it was in March, he was like, yo, what's going on? Should I come? Like, so people talk, and you hear things about Mourinho making people not want to go there. Now, the game's going to kick off soon, so let's move this debate forward and just talk about what simply maintaining this isn't going to be enough to see out your contract or get that 1 year extension at the end of it. So what does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have to do over the next 3 years or whatever it is to make sure he's still Manchester United manager?
Do you know what? It's weird, because I actually think that whilst and I've even said it myself, you might have old videos of me saying he needs to win a trophy, I think from a fan's point of view, he does need to win a trophy. I think if he consistently keeps us in the top four, I don't even know if they pull the plug on him then. I think if the
because of the board's
the board. I think if the
objectives,
and I think if they're saying we're solidly in the Champions League, we're competitive in like the league and in trophies, then he might get away. I don't want him to not win a trophy, obviously, but he might get away with not adding silverware. He might get away with just
keeping us. Is that good enough?
No, it's not. We have to win trophies. I'm just saying from a board point of view that he might keep his job.
Okay,
but for me,
ignoring the Glazers, let's pretend they don't exist.
I wish that was real, but for me, he's got to win a trophy. And I think this season now, his third full season with, at the time recording, Jadon Sancho done, possibly Rafael Varane. Yeah. And if we bring in another player, then it's not quite the backing that you can go, well, that's it, that's a title challenge done. But it is enough to be challenging for trophies. And I think if you've lost 4 semi-finals and a final, you have to kick on from that. You have to add a bit of silverware to it. So for me, he has to deliver. But saying that, I don't contradict myself as saying that, I don't just want a League Cup and we finish 7th. We have to see the progress.
All right. What objectives would you set, Ollie?
Personally, it's silverware or bust. Honestly.
This season or?
This season, if you have the backing of a Jadon Sancho, of a Varane, and possibly a DM, I don't believe there's any excuses. I think the squad's strong enough. with those additions to compete with the best. And being away since 2017, a club like United, it can't go on much longer. And with that, we've been asking for backing for however long, and he's got it this window. Supposedly, if we do get Varane and DM over the line, his success will be judged by silverware. Top 4 isn't enough. Top 4 with probably an FA Cup or a European trophy would be, but no, I think it's silverware or bust personally.
I believe that he has to win silverware. Having signed his contract now, I don't think the board are looking at you have to win silverware this year. But I think he does have to build a team which looks like it's going to win the Premier League or Champions League at some point in the next year or two. Failure to do that means he won't be seen out of that contract. At the moment, I know football changes very quickly. I feel quietly confident. I have those doubts about Oli. Can he, get over the line for trophies? But I feel quietly confident this is a team going places and potentially going to be able to challenge City.
Yeah.
And Chelsea, the holders of the Champions League, and the rest of the people in the Champions League. So that's what he has to do. He has to show we belong at the top table. We can't be dropping out of Champions League and going in the Europa League again. Let us know what you think, what his objective should be in terms of to keep his job and to see out his contract. What's your reaction to the contract being signed? Is it too early? Is it the right decision? And let us know your thoughts in the comments below.